A workbench is the largest jig in your shop. It's not just a work surface, it's a work-holding device with specific features that make the craft easier. If you'd like to learn more about what makes a woodworking bench different from other types of benches, I'll link to a tutorial we made on that subject below. But today we'll discuss how to maintain your workbench so it will last for generations. Let's start with the most used and abused part of any bench, the top. Mine is European beech, and when I first got this bench, I didn't want anything to happen to the top. But I had to remind myself that this isn't a credenza, it's a work surface. So while I do give it a good sanding to clean it from time to time, I don't worry too much about nicks and dents and stains, and I do not put on a heavy film finish like polyurethane. Poly may offer better protection from stains and glue, but it makes the bench top slippery, which is counterproductive for a tool designed to hold your workpieces in place. Instead, I might apply a coat of boiled linseed or tung oil. That gives it a little protection, but it doesn't make it slippery. For that same reason, I don't follow up the oil with wax as many people do. Where I do use wax is on the vice screws. Beeswax seems to last a few weeks, and it's less likely to transfer to your workpieces and spoil your finish as a spray lubricant might, in my experience. If you have a quick release vise with a locking mechanism under the bench top where your workpieces are unlikely to ever make contact, you may use a spray lubricant there because that'll be easier to get into those moving parts. Look for a dry lube, such as is used for bicycle chains. That won't attract dust and gum things up. If your vise is already a little bit gummy and hard to turn, try cleaning it with mineral spirits and a stiff brush. If it's rusty and really difficult to turn, try soaking it with some penetrating oil, such as PB Blaster, to get everything freed up. Then use mineral spirits to remove the oil and the gunk, and follow that up with your wax or dry lube. Sanding, oiling, cleaning, and lubricating. These are routine maintenance tasks that should be repeated every few weeks or months, depending on how often you use your bench and where it's stored between uses. But occasionally you'll need to do some extra work to reflatten the top. A straight edge can help you identify the high points, such as a crown in the center of the bench. Two straight edges laid across the bench can help you identify any twist by sighting across the top edges and seeing if they're parallel to each other. These are often called winding sticks, and it helps to darken the edge of one of them. Once you identify the high spots, you can bring them down with a belt sander, or better yet, a hand plane. A scrub plane will make quick work of it, but a number 5 jack plane will get the job done too. Notice how I'm cutting across the grain at an angle. This makes it easier to work just the high spots rather than following the hills and the valleys down the bench's length like a boat on the waves. Check your progress frequently so you don't go too far. When everything seems close to flat, you can begin planing with the grain, taking a finer shaving. A longer plane, such as a number 7 or a number 8, will make things really flat. But a number 5 will still do the job if you monitor your progress with your straight edge as you work. Concentrate your efforts on just the remaining high points. You don't need a bench top to be perfectly machinist flat, but a flat reference surface is very useful for project assembly and other joinery tasks. Whether you buy a premium bench, like this one, or you build your own from construction lumber, like my other bench, it should last a lifetime. And with periodic maintenance, it will last your great-grandkids' lifetimes as well. Check out the links below for more workbench-related videos. See you next time. This is a Koenigsegg, Sweden's finest sports car. This is a Sjöbergs, Sweden's finest workbench. There are things for people who appreciate quality and high performance, something they can pass down to their grandkids' You can't afford this, but this will cost you less than a good cabinet saw. Check out what Sjöbergs has to offer at the link below this video. Wait, don't go yet. If you're new here, please subscribe and remember to ring the bell. I would really appreciate that. Give us a thumbs up, or better yet, leave us a comment. I always read them. And be sure to check out the latest issue of Stumpy Nubs Woodworking Journal. It's always packed with tips, tricks, and tutorials designed to make you a better woodworker.